In today's video, we're going to talk about how to make a chemistry. This is a setup using a lot of lab equipment that's used in science to make your own type of chemistry. I suppose that you could do different things with this. Like this one I made into a patriotic tree for our school mascot is the Patriots. And you could also do these, I suspect, with Hanukkah or whatever you wanted to do, or you make a Christmas tree out of them. But this is a chemistry. And in looking at this, I'm using my new handy dandy tripod that I just bought. It was under $30. And let's put this in position here. Some of the things you'll need for this, you can actually use, if you wanted to, just a burner stand with some clamps on it. I went to be a little more elaborate and actually used one of these large stands that are used for chemical equipment. There's a base that it goes into, so you can see it's threaded there. I threaded it into the base, screwed it into the base, and let me bring this over here so you can see what I'm talking about. With the base, there we go. There's the base. Here, it's a three-legged base, and then I used the very strong stout rod hooked into it, and then I put clamps and different types of chemistry ware. So I started down at the bottom with a large Florence flask this year. This is a Florence flask. Look, these come in all different kinds of sizes. Here's a smaller one. So what I do is I start with the larger ones at the bottom, and as I work my way up, the clamps can adjust in and out. So at the bottom, I have them spread wide, farther away from the tree, so it gives the tree kind of that triangular shape as you go up. And I use the larger glassware at the bottom, and I work my way up to smaller glassware towards the top. You can use Florence flask, you can use Erlenmeyer flask, you can use test tubes. At the top of it here, I put a graduated cylinder. And then, of course, I chose to wrap tinsel around it and Christmas lights and lighted it up. But again, like I say, you can do this however you want to for whatever holiday or whatever season, or just use it as a chemistry where you're just looking at chemistry stuff. So same thing with Erlenmeyer flask, all different sizes. I have like gigantic ones down to medium-sized ones, smaller sized ones, down to little baby ones that are about 25 milliliter flask. And what I do with these is I fill these with just water, and I put food coloring. If I'm looking at Christmas, I would be looking at red in some of them, green in some of them. You could set it up however you wanted to. That's how I do it. You could make it all a purple tree or a blue tree or a green tree or whatever you wanted to do. Or the patriotic scheme, you might be red and blue. And then I don't put anything dangerous. Kids always ask me, is there acid in it? No, I want it to be safe. So you know that students are going to look at it, people's going to look at it. You don't want something that's going to fall off of there and bust and splash and spill on somebody and hurt them. You want to make sure that your clamps are tight enough to hold it good, but without getting too tight and breaking it. So sometimes you can put test tubes at the top. So you have a variety of test tubes. These come in all different sizes as well. From big test tubes to little bitty test tubes, different milliliters, sizes. There's all different sizes of stoppers. Some of them have holes in them. If you have some with holes, you don't have any without the holes, then you'll want to put a piece of black tape, electrical tape on them. If they don't have holes, that's even better yet. So you're not getting air in there with bacteria in there, because after it sits for a while, it will get rancid if you do that. All different colors and sizes and shapes of stoppers. You need to put that in there tight enough that it won't spill out and won't evaporate, but you won't have trouble getting it out. Look at the sizes of clamps. There's all different sizes of clamps. And those are going to hold great big glassware, medium-sized clamps, the little bitty test tube clamps. And as you can see here on this other ring stand that I have, like I said, you could use a ring stand. You're just going to have to be more careful to balance it, because the ring stand's base is only directed one directional. So you have to balance it out if you do that. But you have thumb screws here where you can move the whole clamp in and out. You have other thumb screws where you can move it up and down. These can be adjusted to lean it. And so when you're done, you have a beautiful Chemis tree. It's not a Christmas tree, it is a Chemis tree. And then you can light it up if you choose to. You've got everything safely set up so you don't have any liquid hazards and shocks or electrocutions. Then you set it up like this.